Hello friends, welcome to our channel E Academy. Today we will read On Killing a Tree by G. Patel. G. Patel was born on 18th August 1940. Is an Indian poet, playwright, painter, as well as a practicing physician. He belongs to a group of writers who have subscribed themselves to the Green Movement, which is involved in an effort to protect the environment. His poems speak of deep concerns for nature and expose man's cruelty to it. His works include poems How Do You Withstand in 1966, Buddy in 1976, and Mirroring in 1991. He has also written 3 plays titled Princess, Sevaka, and Mr. Behram. So friends, it is the time for line by line explanation of the poem On Killing a Tree. The poet sensitizes the reader and highlights the fact that trees are living things. He equates trees with humans to convey that trees should not be cut because destroying trees is just like killing a human being. A tree does not die by merely cutting because it regrows from where it is cut. It has to be destroyed. Then if it has to be destroyed, then it has to be uprooted. So the first stanza, let us read out the first stanza. It takes much time to kill a tree, not a simple jab of the knife will do it. It has grown slowly, consuming the earth, rising out of it, feeding upon its crust, absorbing years of sunlight, air, water, and out of its leproside sprouting leaves. So, here in this very first stanza, the poet wants to say that a simple cut doesn't destroy a tree. A tree grows gradually. It is rooted in the soil. A plant takes nutrition from the soil to grow into a big tree. The tree is firmly bound with the soil. It takes in sunlight, water, and air to grow into a strong trunk and have numerous leaves. Now second stanza. So hack and chop, but this alone won't do it. Not so much pain will do it. The bleeding bark will heal, and from close to the ground will rise curled green twigs, miniature boughs, which, if unchecked, will expand again to former size. So in the second stanza, the poet wants to say, humans cut and chop the bark of trees into many pieces, but that is not sufficient to destroy the tree. The point of the tree which gets cut gives out sap, just like a human being bleeds. Gradually, this would heal, and from there, new branches start growing again. So here in next stanza, no, the root is to be pulled out of the anchoring earth. It is to be roped, tied, and pulled out, snapped out. or pulled out entirely, out from the earth cave, and the strength of the tree exposed. The source, white and weight, the most sensitive, hidden for years inside the earth. So here the poet wants to say that in order to kill the tree, it has to be uprooted. One has to separate the tree from the earth which supports it. The roots of the tree bind the tree with the soil in the pit of the earth. From there, the most sensitive and hidden part of the tree, the roots, have to be detached. The roots are white in color and are damp. Now in the last stanza we can see, then the matter of scorching and choking in sun and air, browning, hardening, twisting, withering, and then it is done. So here in this ultimate stanza, the poet wants to say, once the tree has been uprooted, then gradually it withers and dries up with the action of heat and wind. The trunk will become brown, twist and will harden. Finally, the tree will die this way. On Killing a Tree is a sensitive poem. The poet persuades the reader not to destroy trees and equates it with killing a human being. He says that a plant takes sunlight, water, air, and nutrients from the soil to gradually become a huge tree. It develops a strong trunk and gets numerous leaves. Merely cutting the trunk of the tree does not kill it. When a tree is cut, the sap flows out just like a wounded man bleeds. Once the wound heals, new branches and teeny leaves grow from there, which grow into trees. In order to destroy a tree, it has to be uprooted. The roots, which are white in color and are damp due to the moisture that they get from the soil, are hidden in a pit in the earth. These roots are the most sensitive part of the tree as they bind it to the earth. In order to kill the tree, these roots have to be detached from the soil. Once the roots are detached, the tree starts dying. It withers, dries up with the action of the heat and wind, twists, hardens, and finally dies. Now we have reached to the next segment of our video. Now it is turn to go through the meanings of some difficult words from the poem. The first one, jab. Jab means sudden, rough blow. Leproside, discolored bark. Discolored bark. Hack. Hack means cut roughly by striking heavy blows. The next one, anchoring earth. Anchoring earth means trees are held securely with the help of the roots in the earth. The next one is snapped out. Snapped out means chopped out. Now, scorching and choking, the drying up of the tree after being uprooted. Now we have come to a very important segment of our video. So now it is the time to know about some important literary devices that are there in the poem. So first of all, I must say that no rhyme scheme is there in the poem. It is written in free verse. It is written in free verse, I repeat. There is no rhyme or rhythm. Now the first literary device that we are going to discuss is that enjambment. When one sentence continues into two or more lines, that is called enjambment, and that example or instance we can find here in the poem. For example, not a of the knife will do it. It has grown, slowly consuming the earth, rising out of it, feeding upon it crushed, absorbing years of sunlight, air, water, and out of its leproside, sprouting leaves. And one more we can get from the poem, the most sensitive, hidden for years inside the earth. So here we can see the example of enjambment here. Let's see some more literary devices in our next page. Here in this page we will deal with some literary devices like metaphor, alliteration and repetition. Let's see. Number 3, if we say as far as the literary devices are concerned here in this poem, metaphor or indirect comparison that we can see over here. So leproside, the uneven color of the surface of the trunk of a tree is compared to the skin of a person suffering from leprosy. Now next one is bleeding bark. So these two are the example of metaphor. The sap coming out of the tree where it is cut is compared to the bleeding of the wound in a human's body. So these are the two metaphors that we can find in the poem. Now there is alliteration. What is alliteration? That is repetition of a consonant sound in two or more closely places words or placed words. Bleeding bark, here B sound repeats. Wide and weight, W sound repeats. So here we also have got example of alliteration, and the final one is repetition. A word or sentence is repeated to lay emphasis on it. Pulled out is repeated. So friends, we have covered the maximum part of this poem in this video, starting from the introduction of the poet, then line by line explanation, then word meanings and important literary devices, summary of the poem. So I think it will be very much helpful for you to prepare yourself for the exam. And if you have enjoyed the video, please like the video and share the video with your friends, and please subscribe our channel. Thank you.